Hey guys, this is a walkthrough of Star Wars The Old Republic Flashpoint Black Talon. Location is in the northernmost section of the Viking space dock. Elevator brings you down to talk to this guy, the Black Talon valet. So just some mission stats. This is a level 10 Group 2 Flashpoint. 3 codex entries are available, including 1 achievement, 4 bosses, 1 of them is avoidable, 3 valuable loot items, and the opportunity for 200 alignment points.
Good to have you aboard. I'm Lieutenant Silas, second in command of the Black Talon. We're your ride to Drummond Cass. In the meantime, your droid's in the conference room. We picked it up with the upgrades from Geonosis. When we docked here, it mentioned your name.
If my droid's waiting, then I should see what it wants.
It's a Group 2 Flashpoint, but we got some group recommendations right here for you.
Identity confirmed. Good day. I'm Advanced Protocol Unit NRO2. My functions are diplomacy, translation, manslaughter, and calumniation. I have an urgent message for you from my master. Please stand by for delivery.
6 hours ago, the Republic engaged in an illegal border skirmish on the edges of Imperial territory. 1 enemy warship escaped. That warship, the brental STAR, is carrying a passenger of vital strategic importance. Yours is the only vessel placed to intercept. The warship's passenger is codenamed the General. We don't know his identity, but the Republic believes he possesses military secrets, our military secrets. I trust the reports. The General must be captured or killed. Captain Orzik, the man commanding your transport, doesn't share my enthusiasm. He's disobeyed my orders to attack. Feel free to show him what the Empire does to cowards. Then commandeer his ship, find the Brental STAR, and deal with the General.
Alright, looks like we gotta make our way to the bridge. Let's do it.
Halt! This is a restricted area. Captain Orzik's command. You'll have to leave immediately.
Save your breath. You're dead.
Blasters out! Attack! Attack!
Alright, so obviously we gotta get past these guys. I'm gonna throw up tips as we go here. Always dispose of weaker enemies first. Now, I'm obviously over-leveled for this mission. I'm just going through it to record the footage and to give you guys basically a guide through the Flashpoint, as well as some tips along the way. So, that first one, again, take care of the little guys before attacking and getting everybody to assault the bosses or the more difficult opponents. Right there, there's going to be some explosive barrels in and around this mission, as well as others, so take advantage of those, especially for groups of enemies. There were 3 that came out of that side corridor and could have easily taken them out, all 3 at the same time, with the barrel. So, you know, again, if you have a range player, that would be ideal. At least have them initiate the initial attack on groups of enemies. We got another barrel in this situation. And, you know, with attacks that have area effects, you know, with the Bounty Hunter, I do have the Death from Above, and I do have some other weapons that actually provide for splash damage. Always helpful if you use those on these groups of enemies. With the majority of these groups of enemies, you'll have 1 main enemy that has more hit points than the other. I usually look at it from a hit point perspective. If he has the most hit points, he's the guy that you want to attack last. Get rid of the little guys, because like I said, if you're spending time, because some of these weaker enemies, although they may be weaker in hit points, they may have some pretty decent attacks. So you know, while you're attacking and taking longer to kill the guy with more hit points, you got these weaker enemies that are attacking you and hurting you. So
I'm Captain Revenant Orzik. I'm pretty sure I know what this is about. For the record, I take complete responsibility for my actions. The Black Talon would be destroyed chasing a battleship. I've fought in the war before, and I'll fight again, but I don't do suicide missions.
Suicide was deciding you could ignore your superiors.
The captain's dead! The captain's dead!
Shut up! Bounty Hunter, you have our attention. What would you have us do?
New orders are being downloaded to your consoles. Priority 1, intercept the Brental STAR.
Vakara, do as the droid says and prepare to jump to light speed.
Enemy is firing. Turbo lasers, missiles, and what looks like transport pods. I'm not sure.
Pods are a distraction. Return fire. Aim for their power generators. So long as they're damaged and we're not, we have the advantage.
Lieutenant,
Captain Silas, sir. Engineering is reporting blaster fire. They just cut out.
I wasn't expecting much from the Imperial military, but you were a sad bunch.
Damn it. It must be some sort of boarding action. If they're in engineering, they could destroy this ship. With due respect, I recommend you lend a hand down there.
Alright, so apparently we got to make our way down to engineering. Pretty easy to find. I'm actually going to go through it, and just want to get maybe get some of your feedback on what I'm doing here. I actually wanted to start with Black Talon because it's one of the better Flashpoint missions, at least that I played up until level 45. It's got a lot of cutscenes, and it actually presents the mission very, very well. But obviously, I want to get my character up to level 50. I want to do some of the heroic quests, the level 50 flashpoints, the ones where you can actually choose your level of difficulty and do it on the highest level of difficulty. So this is kind of a test run on Black Talon, and just really interested if you guys appreciate the format. And we'll continue with it, but I'm actually gonna, make sure we pay attention to where and how you get the codexes, some of the high-level loot that we can collect, that sort of thing, and a focus on some of the bosses, in which there are 4 here on the Black Talon. So the actually first codex entry we get here, and I had already previously picked it up, and this is for the Gauge class transport. It's available on the computer terminal. Just right-click on it, and you get the codex and some of the additional XP. So those 2 guys in there, again, those guys are actually probably pretty tough considering there are 2 of them. A singular enemy like that isn't too bad, especially around level 10. If you're running level 10, you're going to obviously have a little bit more difficulty than, say, running level 12. Level 10, I would suggest you do go with 4 players, and level 12, you can probably get away with a couple people in your companions. So this is boss number 1, the GXR-5 Sabotage Droid, level 10 champion. 8,389 hit points, immune to attacks that try to demobilize him. You're going to have 2 sets of 3 enemies here approach from the sides. I would go after them first before you engage a GXR-5, otherwise you're going to have to deal with them running into you while you're taking out the GXR-5. And if you saw our actual playthrough of this mission, Darth Nutjob didn't have a very good time with that robot. And you got to be careful here. When I turn around, you'll notice the GXR-5 has moved in the center of the room, so just make a note of that if you're going over to the opposite side to take out that other group of enemies, to be wary of the GXR-5. These other sabotage droids, I believe they're called, or probes, it's going to take you longer if you're on level, appropriate level for the mission, so make sure you take out the sabotage probes as they appear, preferably with someone who is ranged. We also have some loot here. You're not going to get high-level loot out of here. It's a security chest, but just wanted to point it out that that it is there after you defeat the GXR-5. So we're going to go back to the bridge and see what's up.
This is Jedi Grandmaster Satil Shan hailing unidentified Imperial vessel. I'm en route to your location with 16 Republic vessels. I'm asking you to retreat before more lives are lost.
All you're gonna do is earn me hazard pay. You don't scare me, Jedi.
Leave the brental star to me. If you don't, then may the Force be with you. Because the men and women aboard that ship can hold you off until we arrive. And you will be defeated.
You're deluding yourself. The ship is already mine.
You've made yourself clear. But I suggest you prepare to face a Jedi. And you may want to consider what that means.
Ooh, we're shaking in our boots now. Anyways, we have to go over and board the Brental Star, apparently before the Jedi and their 16 ships get there. So we gotta hurry, but don't worry, you don't have to hurry that much, because it doesn't actually happen, Okay, so we're over on the Brental Star, and we're gonna actually run into some bonus objectives here. As we kill our first enemy over on the Brental Star, you can complete bonus objectives for additional XP. The first one is to kill 25, man, it's so small, these Republic forces. So you want to complete these bonus XP mission, or submissions, let's call them, because it will unlock, there are actually several series of missions that you can unlock. So the first being 25. And you'll notice as we go along here, once we get our 25 kills, again, watch for these guys over on the left side. And there is a barrel in behind them, so take advantage of that. Or just keep an eye out for that as you're going through here. But as we get the 25 kills, you'll see that the bonus objective gets updated. And then we have to kill another 25. And then it gets updated again. Completing the bonus objectives is how you unlock the one avoidable boss. You don't really want to avoid him. I mean, even though I said he's avoidable, you don't want to avoid him. Here you can actually dispose of the GXR-7 without alerting that group that's behind him. But I actually do an uppercut on him. And what do you call that? The rocket blast uppercut. And it knocks him back a little bit, so it does alert the group behind him, but you can get away with that, killing that robot before that happens. So, yeah, so when I mentioned that one boss being avoidable, you don't want to avoid him because, you know, number one, you're going to get some decent XP off him and probably a pretty decent drop. Okay, so actually here our bonus objective has updated. So we have another 25 Republic enemies to dispose of. So right here, we just need to go activate the computer system that's in the center of the room.
I have been scanning the brental star's communications, and security forces appear to be moving to protect the escape pods. It is extremely likely that the crew is attempting to evacuate the General. You must retrieve or eliminate him before he escapes.
Well, that's no good. We can't have the General escaping via the escape pods. We gotta go find him pretty damn quick here. So you're gonna have a few guys up in our face as we go through this hallway on our way to the escape pods. Some of these guys, this guy's got like a minigun of some sort. Again, actually here, I'm showing the proper way to take out these groups of enemies by focusing on the weaker individuals first. Like I said, when I'm level 43 playing a recommended level 10 group Flashpoint mission, doesn't really matter which one you go after first. But for you guys playing at level 10 to 12, definitely need to do that. Alright, so here we're going to take out all these guys in the room before we go after boss number 2, who is Commander Galil. He's a level 10 champion, 13,334 HP. Again, all these bosses are actually immune to incapacitating and movement impairing effects. And the reason why you want to take out all these other forces, number one, not only to update your bonus objective, but number two, you don't want to have to backtrack in the room and avoid him and end up running into these other enemies. And don't forget about the security chest. I actually forgot about it while I was recording this this playthrough. But yeah, if you're attacking, you know, you're in a battle with Commander Galil and you have to back up into the room, you don't want to have to fight that robot that we just killed at the same time. So like I said, these guys are pretty good. I think the hardest one was the first boss. The first robot boss with the sabotage droids. I think he's probably the most difficult, and probably mainly because of the sabotage droids. Galil's not too much of a problem. Again, as long as you got your healer sitting back. Here's our first instance of some valuable loot that I picked up. There were 3 items. That one, Black Talon Hunter's body armor. Pretty damn good for a level 10 to 12 mission with moddable chest piece. So, like I said, the loot that you might... Actually, I didn't think I said this, but the loot you get might be different. I don't think it's the same high-level loot every single time. It's possible, but I don't think so. And then our final bonus objective has updated. So we actually have to destroy, I believe, or overload 4 power consoles to complete our final bonus objective. And you can see in here is the actual first one that we have to destroy or disable. So we're going to go over to this one and do that. And there are 3 others in the room that is to our left. So there's the first one. This room actually has quite a few enemies in it. So we're going to take them all out here. And you pretty much have to anyway in order to disable or destroy the power consoles. So let's do that. This is the second power console right here. Let's get rid of that one. So that's 2 of 4. We got another robot over here. Just robots actually have pretty cool faces. I like them. It's cool. It's cool. So there's number 3. Power console. And where's the last one? There's another robot over here. GXR7. I got a pretty decent companion too. He's pretty solid on the attacks, so it helps. So now I'm actually searching for this this boss that he actually ends up coming out right up here. So this is the GXR7 command droid. He's a level 10, 11,845 HP, and again he is immune to incapacitating attacks. So just be wary of that. He has a pretty solid freaking automatic gun attack there. So you know, make sure your healer is on your tank at all times while your DPSs take him out. Alright, so there's our second item, valuable loot, Black Talon Power Tech's power generator. And I basically base the valuability of the loot on what it sells for on the GTN. And don't forget that security chest. It's on that little platform before you leave the room. Alright, so we got to move further in. Obviously, this isn't our endpoint here. We're still not quite at the escape pods. I'm checking as I go along here for explosive barrels. They're not in every location. Most of the groups that come out of the side entrances like that have the barrels, like this group does. But obviously that one prior didn't, and we took out the last guy via the barrel. Alright, so we should be getting close. We should be getting fairly close here. One last group and a couple of guys before this door. And I think just inside this door is where the escape pods are, if I'm not mistaken. Or we might have one more room to go. Oh, no, this is the door. Here we go. Let's see.
Escape pods aren't far now. You can make it on your own, General.
And what about you?
I will face my destiny. Go now, my friend. Halt where you are. I am Yadira Bane, Padawan of the Jedi Order. I was sent to protect the General, and you will not pass.
Surrender. Give me what I want, and your ship can survive.
I cannot accept that. A Jedi does not surrender the innocent into the hands of evil. But I intend to drive you back, meter by meter if need be, just as the Republic pushed the Sith Empire into the dark of the galaxy.
Makes no difference to me. You're keeping me from my target.
I hope one day you'll see beyond your selfish desires. But I cannot be the one to teach you.
Well, maybe I will be the one to teach you, Yadira Ban. Now, you can actually engage Yadira without engaging the enemies that are in that entranceway behind her. There are several explosive barrels located in this room. Try to get Yadira close to them if you can. It may not be possible because she does have an attack that grapples you in and pulls you in close to her. And you got to be wary of that as well, because when she does that, she actually has a close range attack that does a lot of damage. So if you find that you're getting pulled in close to her, then immediately try and move out of the way, and you'll see this this close range attack or short range attack. Actually, I don't think there. Maybe that was it right there. But yeah, so you know, if you're a healer, just be wary of that. If you're the guys that are actually up close and getting personal with Yadira, then just move away. If she does grapple you in, back away until she's done, and you can take her out. So there's the Epic Enemy Achievement Codex awarded for Yadira Ban. Wasn't too epic in my opinion, but what are you going to do? Don't forget, here, actually we got some valuable loot that we picked up off her, the lightsaber of Vengeful Mastery. Not a bad lightsaber too, for early stages. I mean, it's fully moddable with 4 item modifications. Also in this room, another codex is available. I had picked it up previously, but I do make note of it here, and it's the Thrantic-class Corvette codex, ship codex, and it's available on this computer terminal back here in the back of the room. So we got to move up now. We still are looking for the general, and he's right there. We just got to take care of these other guys. Not really a big deal. And let's see what the general has to say here.
Put aside your weapons. I won't try to run. Besides, I doubt I'd make it to an escape pod without my intestines spilling out.
I might just spill your intestines myself. I don't need you alive.
I'm well aware of Imperial policy regarding my kind. I was a general in the Imperial military service. Did they tell you that when they sent you here? Did they even know?
I hope the Republic's paying you awfully well for this.
If you knew what I knew, you'd understand. If you'd heard what both sides are plotting, you wouldn't be eager to restart this war. They're building doomsday weapons, shields that envelop planets, missiles that darken suns. Republic and Empire are planning to raise worlds, annihilate civilizations. It will be unlike anything the galaxy's seen since the Great Hyperspace War. And it's too late to stop it. The so-called peace is already lost.
There would be bloodshed on a massive scale, and I will be part of it.
At the start, yes. But you won't survive. None of us will. Well, you have me then. Me, my stomach full of blood, and my implant full of cybernetic secrets and stolen plans. What will you do?
You're no use to me alive.
So be it. We're all as good as dead anyway.
Aw, poor General. That was another opportunity for 100 light side or dark side points, if you're paying attention.
There has been an incident aboard the bridge. Your tactics have inspired...
Idiots! You'll get us all damn well killed!
Alright, one thing I should make note of is that some of the items and possibly the enemies change depending on whether you go light side or dark side. And I actually think there's another reward or a chest that you can get if you go light side on the bridge. Just make a note of that because that may affect the loot that I'm signaling that we can get. Remember, as always, you can gain and or lose affection points depending on the choices you make during the conversations.
Several of the crew were extremely agitated by your behavior. Ensign Hedder feared you might execute anyone who failed to contribute to the mission. A group of officers attempted to flee the ship before you returned. Lieutenant Silas objected, and a firefight broke out. There was a large number of casualties, but don't worry, I am fully capable of piloting the ship back to Dromund Kaas.
You're telling me they panicked and killed one another?
That is correct. It was unexpected. Grand Moff Kilrin is eagerly awaiting your report.
The brental star has been disabled, and the General is dead.
Pity you couldn't bring him back alive, but really it makes little difference. You should be proud. This is only one of the many operations we're conducting across the galaxy. It's a new beginning to the war. The General was one of the greatest weapons the Republic had. A defector. And you've snatched him from enemy hands. I'll remember this, and I'll make sure you're rewarded.
Remember my name. Spread it around.
I'll make sure your heroism is mentioned when I report to the other Moffs. But my words hardly matter. Soon you'll be joining us on the home world, and you can see for yourself what you've been fighting for. It should be inspiring. Enjoy the rest of your journey. Kilran out.
So that's pretty much it. We can go back to this computer terminal. You can either continue on to Dromund Kaas if you'd like, or go back to the Viking space dock. Obviously, I don't need to go to Dromund Kaas. I've been there, done that. So we're going back to the space dock, and that's the mission. That's the Black Talon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It took quite a bit of editing, so I would appreciate your feedback. And let me know what you think, and if you'd like to see more of these for some of the other flashpoints. Again, I really want to get into the more advanced flashpoints, so hope you like it. Thanks a lot, guys.